Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of Derek's Epic Kingdom. Today we're going to have some video game news for you. Okay? And this video game news is about Final Fantasy 15. Now, there's a lot of YouTubers covering Final Fantasy 15. However, there's a little bit about the new ATR, which stands for Active Time Report, that has not been covered by a lot of YouTubers for some reason. Now you're like, okay, what the heck is Final Fantasy 15 and what's the Active Time Report? Okay, Final Fantasy 15, it's going to be a fantasy video game based on reality. So that means you'll be fighting behemoths and these weird monsters, yet at the same time, you're going to travel in style, baby. That's right. You're going to be traveling in an Audi R, I'm not sure if it's an Audi R8 or an R9. But the good thing is, it's an Audi. It's a real car. And there's only one of them in the real world, okay? And basically, you're going to be driving in an Audi. Talk about breaking the fourth wall right there. Well, not really, because they said, hey, it's a fantasy based on reality, so you can, go fight behemoths and do it in your Audi, right? Right. Okay. And then you're going to be also going to diners too. That's right. You're going to be eating too. And that's how you get experience in Final Fantasy 15, okay? Yeah, I'm serious. It's almost like reality where like I need to get some energy, so I'm going to eat some food. Yeah. So and actually that's the way it works in Final Fantasy 15. Basically, or at least in episode Disque, which was their demo from last year. So you're going to be doing a lot of camping and eating so that you can level up Noctis and your other characters. So there was a big event called Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered, and a lot of YouTubers have covered that. But for some reason, a lot of people did not cover the ATR that just happened recently. But let me fill you in for the people or my audience that do not know what happened at Uncovered Final Fantasy 15. Okay, basically, it's a big event that happened in the shrine in which they were going to reveal the release date of Final Fantasy 15, and that release date is September 30th. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna do my hair. All right, yeah. So yes, it's September 30th, in which they're going to release Final Fantasy 15. And there was some other news, like, let me see, the other news was, that it's going to come with, Brotherhood, the anime, and it's going to have a movie called Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive, which is going to have good old Sean Bean, played by, it's going to have Sean Bean, who plays the role of King Regis, okay, in the movie Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. And also it's going to have Heather Headley and Aaron Paul. All right, so those are big names, okay, that's going to have this, that are going to be in the Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15 movie. So, again, a lot of people have already talked about the hype. Now, there was something that happened at the Uncovered event. You know what that is? That was the unveiling of all the special types of editions. And one of those special editions was the Ultimate Collector's Edition. Okay? So Square Enix decided to make 30,000 units. That's right, 30,000 units. And guess what? It sold out in cotton picking like 35 to 40 minutes. That's right. About 35 to 40 minutes, all 30,000 Ultimate Collector's Editions of Final Fantasy 15 sold out. So a lot of people were disappointed that they couldn't get their hands on it. And maybe the reason why is because they're like, whoa, Final Fantasy 15 Ultimate Collector's Edition, that's $279. I can't do that. Or should I? And because they debated about it, they lost out on getting it. So, so that's where we are right now. So, But again, a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers have already covered all that stuff, so that's nothing new really, okay? Um, but for people who, do not like Final Fantasy 15, I mean, sorry, for the people who are not fans of Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy or do not know what in the world Final Fantasy 15 is, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, then I suggest that you go ahead and at least watch the movie Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive, right? Just for, Sean Bean, he's gonna be playing King Regis, Sean Bean, good old King Regis, all right? And then we're gonna have Heather Headley, and then we're gonna have Aaron Paul also play another role in Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. So hopefully, this video game will be, evolutionary, evolutionary. Well, not evolutionary, but, I can't think about the correct word. But it's, going to be something that's, I guess, entrepreneurial, something that's like totally, awesome. And it's going to be a big impact on the video game industry, okay? So if you don't know what, Final Fantasy 15 is, you might as well try to check out the movie Kingsglaive, okay? Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. And that might encourage you to actually want to play the game Final Fantasy 15. Now, for the people that do not know about Final Fantasy, it is a game that's basically turn-based. However, within the last couple of years, they have basically decided for Final Fantasy 15, as well as Final Fantasy Type O, which is already out, to be combat-based. Now, in America, there's not really a huge following for turn-based. I mean, yes, there is a following, but not a whole lot. A lot of Americans rather play something that's action-based. And, that's why a lot of, fans... I mean, that's why a lot of video gamers do not play Final Fantasy because of the turn-based things. But, this is going to be revolutionary, basically. Yeah, revolutionary because it's going to be action-based and it's going to, bring in all types of audiences, not just the Final Fantasy fans, but a whole lot of new fans, So there's this big new hype, right? So if you don't know what it is, maybe you're hyped up about it now because you're watching my video. And, I just love sharing about the games that I like to play. Okay? So, now you're like, well, Derek, you shared all that stuff, and I want to get the game now. But I can't get that Ultimate Collector's Edition because it sold out in 30 to 40 cotton picking minutes. Well, that's what you think. Okay, according to an ATR, which stands for Active Time Report, Square Enix has decided to release 10,000 more units. Okay, so basically the ATR, Active Time Report, is the way people at Square Enix, that's the publishing company, and developer for this game, that's the way they release their news, okay? That's the way they release their news. So during the Active Time Report, as well as something on the Final Fantasy 15 Twitter account, which I cannot read because it's in Japanese. But anyway, in the Active Time Report, it said they're going to be releasing 10,000 more units. Okay, that's right, 10,000 more units. So if you did not get it, all right, if you did not get it, you may still have the chance to get it now. Now, according to the Active Time Report, these new 10,000 units, they may not be ready by September 30th. They may be released actually after September 30th. But still, there is a chance for you to say, I'm going to purchase Final Fantasy 15. It may be your chance. You may be able to do it this time. Okay? But that means if they made 10,000 units, that means you gotta have your hand near the clicker. That's right, near the clicker. There's 10,000 units. If 30,000 units sold out in 40 minutes, how long do you think those 10,000 is gonna be? Probably about like what, 10 minutes, right? 5 to 10 minutes. That means you should put your name on the waiting list, okay? Because if you put your name on the waiting list, you will be notified by Square Enix if they decide to make those 10,000 units. However, those are first come, first serve units, okay? So that means you may say, crap, man, I did it again. Man, I ruined my chances to get Final Fantasy 15 Ultimate Collector's Edition. Well, don't worry. It's okay. But let me tell you about the Ultimate Collector's Edition, okay? Basically, what we have in the Ultimate Collector's Edition, we have the movie Kingsglaive. Yeah, that's right, Kingsglaive. With the people from the Game of Thrones. All right. And then we have, of course, it has Heather Headley and Aaron Paul. And then there's an anime too called Brotherhood, but that's not in the Ultimate Collector's Edition. But there is the soundtrack to Final Fantasy 15 and the Brotherhood anime series. And then we have Kingsglaive, we have the game, and then it's also going to come with Noctis, okay? So Noctis is the main protagonist of Final Fantasy 15, okay? So, it's definitely, it's a Play Arts Kai, okay? Which is, they do great, very great attention to detail when it comes to Play Arts Kai, okay? So, it's something you definitely want to get your hands on, and, you still may have the opportunity if you did not get your hands on it, okay? So again, that's 10,000 units. That's right, 10,000 units. And those 10,000 units can be sold out probably in you never know. Could be sold out in 15 minutes. But you got to have your hand near that clicker. That's right. You got to put your hand next to the computer and hit purchase. That's right, on Square Enix online store. Now, and then you can get the Play Arts Kai and be happy, okay? And the soundtrack and all that great stuff. And, it's basically the Ultimate Collector's Edition. It has all this great stuff. And that's why, people were really disappointed when it sold out in 40 minutes. They thought maybe they were going to get a day or maybe 2 days aside. No. No. Not so. All right, but besides that, it's going to be like an exciting game. It's going to be revolutionary, and it's going to bring in a new audience, maybe even bring in the audience of the Game of Thrones fans. Yeah, okay. What else? So some other information for the ATR Active Time Report would be Justice Monsters 5. That's right. You're like, Derek, well, what happened to Justice Monsters 1? What happened to Justice Monsters 2? What happened to Justice Monsters 3? Well, like I said, it's a fantasy based on reality, okay? You don't need Justice Monsters 1, 2, and 3, and 4. It doesn't exist. But guess what? So what is Justice Monsters 5 exactly? Well, it's a mini game in the role-playing game Final Fantasy 15. And one of the places you can play it will be in the diner, okay? Yeah, that's right. I told you you'll be doing a lot of eating in that video game, okay, besides fighting monsters. All right? So Justice Monsters 5, that's one of the mini games. And guess what? Here's the news. Justice Monsters 5, it's going to be a real app. That's right. Not only is it playable in the game, you can play it on your Android. And you don't even have to, get the game. You should get the game, okay? But you definitely should get the game. But the Android market in, I think, a little less than a week, you can actually purchase Justice Monsters 5 and play it on your Android, you know? Good fun, right? Good fun. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Justice Monsters 5, okay? Justice Monsters 5. Get that in your head. Okay? And guess what? I heard there's, well, I read that there's already been, I'm not sure if where I read it, but there was what did they say, around 50,000 to 60, I almost thought I read that there were going to be 90,000 people who pre-registered their Justice Monsters 5. Okay, so, you know, if 90,000 people have pre-registered the Justice Monsters 5, that means people are definitely fired up about it, okay? So that's another thing from the HER. And another thing from the HER is that you don't have to watch the movie Kingsglaive, if you, you don't need to watch the movie Kingsglaive to really understand what's happening in Final Fantasy 15. But you know, it's kind of like supplemental work, you know, supplement. So if you really want to know what happens while Noctis and your buddies on their road trip of their life in their Audi, well, then you could watch Kingsglaive the movie. Okay, Kingsglaive. All right, sorry for that bad Cockney accent. All right, so yeah, so that's definitely something that's a lot of the fans are looking forward to. Again, Justice Monsters 5, Kingsglaive, and all this stuff. And so basically the newest news that a lot of YouTubers have not covered yet that I just did is that there's going to be 10,000, that's right, 10,000 more units. And my battery's going to die soon. So again, you know, hey, if I were you, I would put myself on that waiting list. So there could be a chance of getting one of those 10,000 units, okay? Okay? And if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what's going to excite you, okay? I give up, okay? Trying to encourage you to buy Final Fantasy 15. You know, I hope you guys are excited for all these video games of the Final Fantasy series. And peace out, guys.